Hello, everybody. Real quick, I'd just like to thank Mr. Luis Hernandez. That was awesome. You just gave me the life I needed to get this done. Like, thank you. Can we get another round of applause?
We just want to welcome chosen biological families, friends, mentors, comrades, anybody who is here to support a graduate. Showing up means everything. So thank you so much for being here today. It means the world. And I think before we get into it, we gotta set the tone. So we want to acknowledge the first people who are on this land, the first indigenous people on this land, the people who work this land. We want to make sure we respect the land we're occupying right now. So we got to start off with that first. So my name is Gabrielle Garcia, and I'm graduating like the rest of y'all. Shout out to us.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kwasi, and I'm graduating like the rest of y'all.
So we're your commencement moderators, and that's basically a fancy way of saying we're going to come in the middle of people speaking and make a joke and just be like the comic relief, right? And that's cool, right? Because we could do that if we wanted to do that. But I think that after the recent events of the last couple weeks, but really the last couple years, because we've been here for a minute, we really want to be a little bit serious for a second, because we want to honor those voices that have been heard in these last couple weeks and really give life to those voices, affirm those voices, because it would feel wrong and it would feel dishonest if we didn't. So while we acknowledge that past moderators have done the most, bring boom boxes on stage, we want to let y'all know that we're not throwing glitter today, okay? But we are going to throw love, and we're going to throw joy, and we're going to throw all the things that nurture us and sustain us, because we're here for us today, because we did this, y'all.
So we all know the drill. Commencement ceremonies are moments of celebration, right? We made it. Our 4 years, countless hours, sleepless nights, and caffeine-fueled, jittery-eyed, dead-free cramming have finally paid off.
Right, let's do it, we did it.
We've survived the Hampshire bubble, stronger, wiser, and finally poised to take on the world. And as ecstatic as we are to be on this stage today, guys, the weight of this moment truly weighs heavy on us.
So, if I'm like any of you all, I have a very complicated relationship with Hampshire, and it's this dual relationship, right? So as a student organizer with Decolonized Media Collective and a James Baldwin Scholar, I see you, DMC. Woo! Yes! To be honest, I've done everything in my power to tear this school down, but to build up liberating structures in its place. And that duality for me, it's, yes, we have taken over stuff all the time, and we are always yelling at some event, giving some demands, but it's all out of love, and it's because we want Hampshire College to be a liberatory space. And what we've experienced right now in this college is so-called liberal progressiveness. And the problem with liberal progressiveness is you can vote for Bernie, you can put the sticker on the back of your car, but that doesn't make you look me in my eye when you speak to me. That doesn't make you look up from your shoes when you address me. You don't want to seem racist, yet you don't do anything to combat the systems that make it so you have these feelings in the first place. So the problem is, go ahead, y'all. So the problem is that your liberalism, the Hampshire College liberalism, is what gave us the prison industrial complex. It gave us racist welfare policy, and it gives us hidden systemic racism. And on the other hand, and I'm going to go back to this duality point, It's the reason why my black self is up here. And it's the reason why Kwasi is up here with me. Because liberalism had a child named multiculturalism, and all of a sudden, now we're at the front. But we were never at the front before this day. So we want to be honest. And babe, this is what's happening right now, right? We go to a school that prides itself on diversity. So we have, some of you parents may have bought your child $60,000, $60,000, right?
$60,000 a year.
$60,000 a year to go to a diverse school, to buy my experience, to buy my time, to buy my emotional labor. So we have to be honest about what we're dealing with here before we give congratulations to anything. At the end of the day, when we leave this commencement ceremony, I have to go back to my neighborhood, which is being gentrified. It's the Lower East Side, so don't buy a studio there. So you all voted this black Puerto Rican girl from the LES on this stage, so I'm gonna be real with y'all and really tell y'all what's up. I don't know how to reconcile these things while still express my joy to you, so I won't. I'll just do both. So I hope y'all appreciate that.
What's up, guys? Like Gabby said, the neoliberalist policies of Hampshire College and the greater United States culture in which we are all embroiled is leading to the deaths of black and brown people worldwide. And in many ways, it is these neoliberal policies, just as Gabby said, that has led to us being on this stage today. And while I've worked hard to be where I am, and I revel in this moment, just as we all should, because we earned this, I personally am often disquieted in moments of the, I'm often disquieted by the exceptionalization of my college career. Something in my chest churns when people tell me, when people smile their approving model minority smiles and tell me that I'm special. When they act as if I, the respectable black straight male from DC, was somehow destined to achieve what others could not. Now, this disquiets me because I understand in my core that though the intentions of these people are sincere, that this is simply not true. I'm not special. None of us are. I am not some golden child born of Providence. I am just like everyone else. I and many of the children of the African diaspora are simply the continuation of a legacy of survivors. I am the result of the love and resilience of those who bore the tumultuous tasks that life set before them and would not be deterred. Those who through years of racism, sexism, inescapable poverty, and genocide survived. Survived in the hopes that their children would have better lives. Survived to spite those who would attempt to dehumanize them. Who survived simply because they did not know what else to do, and I am the child of those who did not survive this world to give birth to children of their own, but whose spirits nourish us in our struggles throughout every day of our lives. We stand on this podium today not as the culmination, but as the continuation of their legacy. This moment is not ours alone, but it is theirs as well.
So just continue what Kwasi said. So along with giving gratitude to the first peoples who occupied this land, whose land this is, who we're occupying now, I want to give gratitude to every single one of y'all ancestors for surviving and for y'all being here, because it's hard, and y'all are here because of their legacy and their struggle, and we need to understand that, and I'm thanking them today. So we're continuing that legacy. We're continuing the legacy of the Black Lives Matter movement that was started by 3 black women Following the we're following the legacy of DMC, who as a group who I've been a part of that has really shaken things up and really called for the justice that we need on this campus to continue the legacies and the growth of this college. Yeah. So yes, we thanking people's ancestors today. That's what we're doing.
And in the spirit of survival, and to honor the memory and legacy of those who came before us, we leave you with this little poem titled Our Grandmothers by Maya Angelou.
She lay, skin down in moist dirt, the cane brake rustling with the whispers of leaves and loud longing of hounds and the ransacks of hunters crackling near the branches. She muttered, lifting her head a nod towards freedom, I shall not be moved. She gathered her babies, their tears slick as oil on black faces, their young canvassing mornings of madness. Mama, is Master gonna sell you from us tomorrow?
Yes, unless you keep walking more and talking less, yes. Unless the keeper of our lives releases me from all commandments, yes. And your lives, never mine to live, will be executed upon the killing floor of innocence, unless you match my heart and my words, saying with me, I shall not be moved.
In Virginia tobacco fields, leaning into the curve of Steinway pianos, along Arkansas roads, in the red hills of Georgia, into the palms of her chained hands, she cried against calamity. You have tried to destroy me, and though I perish daily, I shall not be moved.
Her universe, often summarized into one black body, falling finally from the tree to her feet, made her cry each time into a new voice. All my past hastens to defeat, and strangers claim the glory of my love. Iniquity has bound me to this bed, yet I must not be moved.
She heard the names, swirling ribbons in the wind of history. Nigger, heifer, mammy, property, creature, ape, baboon, whore, hot-tailed thing, it. She said, but my description cannot fit your tongue, for I have a certain way of being in this world. I shall not be moved.
No angel stretched protecting wings above the heads of her children, fluttering and urging the winds of reason into confusions of their lives. They sprouted like young weeds, but she could not shield their growth from the grinding blades of ignorance, nor shape them into symbolic topiaries. She sent them away, underground, overland, in coaches and shoeless. When you learn, teach. When you get, give. As for me, I shall not be moved.
She stood in mid-ocean, seeking dry land. She searched for God's face. Assured, she placed her fire of service on the altar. And though clothed in finery of faith, when she appeared at the temple door, no sign welcomed Black grandmother. Enter here. Into the crashing sound, into wickedness she cried. No one, nor no 1 million ones dare deny me God. I go forth along, and I stand as 10,000. The divine upon my right impels me forever at the latch of freedom's gate. The Holy Spirit upon my left leads my feet without ceasing into the camp of righteousness and into the tents of the free.
These mama faces, lemon yellow, plum purple, honey brown, have grimaced and twisted down a pyramid for years. She is Sheba, the sojourner, Harriet and Zora, Mary Bethune and Angela, Annie to Zenobia. She stands before the abortion clinic confounded by the lack of choices, in the welfare line reduced to the pity of handouts, ordained in the pulpit, shielded by the mysteries, in the operating room, husbanding life, in the choir loft, holding God in her throat, on lonely street corners, hawking her body in the classroom, loving the children to understanding.
Centered on the world stage, she sings to her loves and beloves, to her foes and her detractors. However I am perceived and deceived, however my ignorance and conceits, lay aside your fears that I will be undone, for I shall not be moved. This is for all your grandmothers who made it so you can be here today. Thank you all. Happy commencement, y'all.